be prepared for a completely unhinged Poisonblade because I'm going to be ranking all of the 5 Planet Zoo DLCs, even though I really thought there were 6 DLCs, but I just, for some reason, completely imagined one. And then also, yes, nobody asked for this, but I am a judgmental prick, so I am going to give it to you guys anyway because I love judging things. And then also I'm in a love-hate relationship with one of the DLCs, which is probably going to be lowest ranked on everybody else's imagined list. But I love it, but it hurts me. So let's get started with the list. Anyway, well, actually there is a 6th DLC, but you can kind of just throw it away because I completely forget that it's there, and it's the deluxe edition of Planet Zoo. I am going to kind of count it as a DLC, but it's... yeah, if there was a 6th tier on this list, it's going to be there, but it's not completely a DLC, but it's 3 animals and the soundtrack. The soundtrack you can probably find on Spotify or YouTube. The 3 animals is like the Komodo dragon, the pygmy hippo, and springbok, or the other one, the Thompson gazelle, one of those 2, and I could have probably played Planet Zoo fine without it. So let's get actually started with the actual list. But the first one on the list is, well, it's the only one that adds a new mechanic or introduces a new mechanic, and by that I think 99% of you guys already know which DLC I'm talking about, because it's the Aquatic pack. And yes, since then, the deep diving mechanic that was introduced with the Aquatic pack has been made into a base game feature, with some animals also getting deep diving mechanics, even though that probably should have been in the game from the very start. But let's complain how it is there now, because when the Aquatic pack got released, the deep diving was... let's just say I had otters swimming through barriers or fences. I had animals, and I sometimes still have animals, that don't see diveable water. Besides the mechanics, the animals included in the DLC, and this is going to be the real test of like, are any of these DLCs worthwhile? I remember the animals in the DLC, then it's like, it's an accomplishment I think for me, maybe not so much for the DLC, because like, you should be able to probably remember all of these animals, but I don't. But the animals in the Aquatic DLC are the otters, which I love, because they're basically, to me, they are water squirrels. They are crazy, and I like them for that. There's the penguins, which I really thought were in the Arctic pack, but they are not. There are the penguins, there are the seals, and there is that tiny... I don't know. It's a tiny alligator or crocodile. Chomp Chomp. Let's call him the Chomp Chomp, because if I don't remember if it's an alligator or a crocodile, I'm now just going to call it a Chomp Chomp. Tiny Chomp Chomp. Yeah, besides the penguins and the others, I'm not really like... the seals, okay, Chomp Chomps, I haven't used ever. Like, ever since the pack came out, I haven't used the Chomp Chomps. But then the pieces also are kind of a hit and miss with me. Like, I like the plants, I really like the statues, I use the otter statues, I really love otters now that I think about it. All of the other pieces, throw it in the trash. I don't use them. And again, this list is completely my opinion. I don't build modern buildings usually. Like, Terra Nova is the exception where I built ultra modern, but then it's like going completely the opposite. But like realistic buildings, I usually don't really do. Like realistic, like contemporary buildings. So there's going to be probably a lot of shuffling around when it comes to your guys' tier list on the DLCs, just because like you have a different building style, so you might think some packs are more worth it because they include pieces that I wouldn't use but you would use. Anyway, let's move on to the second one on the list. So we're going from best to worst. Second one is actually surprising, and that's South America pack, because I completely forgot about it. Like, I forgot that like all of the pieces that I love to use are in the South America pack. Also, let's not get started about the natural termite hill that was included with the South America pack. The rest of the South America pack, I love the pieces that are in there. The plants, the ruins. I have recently also started to use the bamboo pieces, even though at the start when the South America pack got released, those were like, why are they there for me? But I have since grown to really love those pieces. Are the giant anteaters the only ones that can use the natural termite hill? But on their own, the giant anteaters are kind of a funny animal. Do I want to burn every capuchin monkey that I see. Yes, because they are loud. I also want to burn flamingos and most other monkeys. So that's no surprise there. Then the jaguar I really like. I like big cats, I can't lie about that. And then there is the llama. When it came to actually the release of the South America pack, I was almost considering scrapping Keanobus Jar, because with the South America pack, there was also an update that changed the mechanics of habitats, and that would break Keanobus Jar. So I had some not so strongly worded emails to Frontier of like, please change this, because otherwise a year's worth of work is going into the trash. So that was the one time that I almost considered giving up on Keanobus Jar. Almost broke Keanobus Jar, but I also love the pieces, so that's why the South America pack is second. Then the third one on the list, and this is the controversial one, the one that I'm in a love-hate relationship with, because I love it, but at the same time I want to throw it in the trash, because, well, it's the Arctic pack. The animals are kind of just, besides the polar bear, the Arctic wolf, I think we all wanted an Arctic fox and not a actual like reskin of the wolf. Doll sheep, I like to use it, but not because I like the sheep or the doll sheep like the animal itself. I like to pretend that it's just a regular sheep. But yeah, the thing with the Arctic pack, I think everybody remembers what happened with the polar bear and the huge size requirement of its habitat. Luckily that was fixed, but it kinda leaves a bit of taste in your mouth seeing that they went just completely overboard with the polar bear. And then there's the one thing that I truly despise about the Arctic pack and makes me question why it's still so highly ranked on the list. Frontier paywalled Christmas. They legitimately, you have to pay to get the Christmas pieces, because in Planet Coaster, I think the Christmas pieces were with a free update. In Planet Zoo, all of those pieces, like I thought they would be in a free update, because it makes sense. It brings some positive attention towards your game. No, let's make people pay for it. So that's why I hate the Arctic pack, but I love it because of the pieces, the carved wood and just regular wood pieces, because here is why I love it. It's because they are not perfect. All of the other wood pieces in Planet Zoo have this like shiny finish to them. They look too perfect for me. I want something that looks like it has been going through hell and beyond. The Arctic packers are just really great if you want this rustic, kind of like worn feel to your shoes. Anyway, let's move on to the fourth one on the list. Australia. Yeah, the Australia, that's just like, it's a hit and miss pack for me. Like, I like the koalas, and I like the kangaroos. I like the pipes or the pillars that we got with the Australia pack. And that's about it. The dolls, I want to use them, but I want to use them kind of like similar with the doll sheep, where I imagine it to be a sheep. With the dolls, I just imagine it to be a dog. And then there's the funky looking turkey bird, and I really, since then mods have given us emus, but I really thought that we would get emus instead of the funky looking turkey bird, which, yes, is the cassowary something funky looking turkey bird. Yeah, when it comes to the Australia pack, I get that that would be rated much higher. I think I've heard some people actually say that's an underrated pack, but for me it doesn't have anything useful, because again, I don't like building modern buildings. Terra Nova is the exception in that, because that's like futuristic. Terra Nova is sometimes still a mystery to me, but actually I don't use anything basically of the Australia pack. Besides the plants, because you can make very good grain fields out of the grass pieces. That's basically how I use the Australia pack the most. And then last one on the list, then there is the Southeast Asia pack, which I like the intention of the Southeast Asia pack, like to give us more animals, even though it costs us that we are not getting any pieces, because there's a handful of pieces. There's the Nightmare Terror, that is the proboscis monkey sign, which is kind of scary, but yeah, that's it. So there's 8 animals in there, and I forgot most of them. I built a habitat for the sun bear and then forgot about all of the animals. Although I still want to use the binturong, which, yes, luckily they fixed. Like, if they released the binturong in the state that they teased it, it would have been awful, because probably I've said this before, but where everybody saw a second set of ears, I just saw horns, because they were so solid. The first look of like the binturongs was horrible. Luckily there was enough public outcry that they changed it, because I swear to you, Frontier would not have changed the binturong if people didn't get up in arms about it. I know for sure that Frontier wouldn't have changed it. They wouldn't have looked at the binturong twice and thought like, oh, this doesn't look correctly. It's only because people started screaming against Frontier that they changed it. So, as a builder, this pack doesn't hold anything, so that's why it's lowest on the list. Again, I like the intention, like I think we as builders have been kind of spoiled with the packs, like we have gotten lackluster animals, I would say, like basically any animal in Plan Zoo so far is kind of like, I just wish you were better. Like I'm just staring at my red pandas and wish you were better. Although I still like you red pandas, I also like you others, but I wish you were better. But I like just the intention of like giving more animals, because it is in the end Planet Zoo, it's not Planet Builder, so I do have the personal opinion that like as builders we have gone kind of spoiled in comparison to the animal lovers, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to rank the pack high. Also, the most atrocious thing happens with the Southeast Asia pack, or simultaneously with the Southeast Asia pack, which is there was the free update. I don't know actually if it's with the free update or with the pack itself, but there was this bug that completely corrupted people's zoos and made them unplayable. Yeah, that's probably the worst bug you can get, because if that happened to Kalamshire, I would have just quit playing Plan Zoo. That's something that should have never happened, but it did. Anyway, so let's go through the list, and actually let's do just a fun round of trying to see if Poisonblade can remember all the animals in the packs. Deluxe edition, just completely forget about it, it's not even on this list, it's just mentioned because it's there. Pygmy Hippo, the Komodo Dragon, and either the Springbok or the Thompson Gazelle. Yeah, just completely forget about it. Aquatic pack, Otter, Penguin, Chomp Chomp, and the Seal. Then you have the South America pack, the Giant Anteater, Burn, the Capuchin Monkey. Then you have the Llama, then you have the Jaguar, then you have the Arctic pack, which is the Polar Bear, Arctic Wolf, the, what is it, Japanese Macaque I think, and the Doll Sheep. Then you have the Australia pack, which is the funky looking turkey bird, the doll, and the actual fun and usable animals, the koala and the kangaroo. And then you have the Southeast Asia pack, and I'm not even going to try there, because I know the clouded leopard, the Barbarossa, the Malayan tapir, the Binturong, leaf insect. I don't know if that's part of the 8 or is it the 9th. I think it's part of the 8. And then you have another doll lookalike, which I forgot. Just like I'm really trying to think heavily about like what are the 2 remaining animals, because so far I've gone 6 and there should be 8. Yeah, let's just forget about the last few. Like I can't remember them, so maybe that's also why it's ranked lowest on the list. But yeah, that's basically my list of Plan Zoo DLCs. I will say you can perfectly play Plan Zoo without any of the DLC. If you are thinking of like getting a DLC and not sure which one, I would recommend the Aquatic pack, and yeah, that's basically it. The rest depends really on your playstyle and what you want to build, because there's packs that, like the South America and the Arctic pack, really allow you to build like rustic, sort of like nature, fantasy like things, and the other packs, well, the Aquatic and the Australia pack really allow for modern buildings. But I would say all of the packs are completely optional, and you will not really feel a difference in like playstyle or anything if you don't get any of the packs. None of the packs are essential, none of the packs will really change the game. So that's going to be it for today's video. Again, nobody asked for this ranking thing with the DLCs, and I really thought there were 6 DLCs, but then I might have included the deluxe edition in my head, but like again, throw the deluxe edition away, you can play perfectly fine without it. And yeah, that's going to be it for today before I become even more unhinged. Hope you enjoyed today's video. It was kind of a weird chaos, and yeah, it was basically just everything and nothing at the same time. So hope you enjoyed the video. There's the like and subscribe button if you want to see more. There's the notification button, but before that one actually starts working, I will remember the 2 lost animals of the Southeast Asia pack. I'm sure that some of you guys will already tell me in the comments, it was this animal and this animal poison. I forget animals. It's like the biggest thing for me. Like I like building pretty things and I forget the animals. They are an accessory to my builds basically. Anyway, that's going to be it. Are you guys feeling any different when it comes to the DLCs? Please let me know, and I will see you in the next video. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye bye.